Charlie, tell me about your new facility here.
Well, this is our new production facility here in Richland at Unwell House Loop. Used to be a Budweiser distributorship, and we've come in and refurbished it. Russ and Stacy Hamilton bought it last summer, and we refurbished it into a nice little production facility.
When you say little, how many barrels do you have in here?
Well, we have the capability of storing 3,000 barrels, but we're not quite to capacity yet, but we have room to grow, and that's a good thing.
Which wineries are under this roof?
All the people that I consult for, so Fidelitas, of which I'm part owner in, Hamilton, Market, Cooper, Gamache, and then also from the 2010 vintage we added Vinagium, and then a small little label out of Seattle called Deity. And then there'll be other winemakers that'll make their wines here under their own direction. And we're doing some barrel storage for different wineries too. So. Can
you name some of those guys?
Yeah, Goose Ridge, we're storing some barrels for them. They're expanding and turning their barrel room into a bottling area. And then we look to do some stuff for Bookwalter a little bit in the future. Probably in August we'll bring some stuff in for him.
What's the square footage here?
It's about 30,000 square foot. That includes office area, and then that's a covered loading area as well. So about 10,000 square feet in the barrel room, around 15,000 in the cellar, and then 5,000 between the office and the loading area.
Take me through a vintage here. The grapes come in here. You're gonna
everything's coming in here. Grapes will come in here. Everything will be made here from start to finish, and that includes to bottling. And then, of course, everybody has their own way of marketing and selling, so that might be in their own tasting rooms. But
I didn't see a bottling line. So how do you handle bottling?
Bottling is all done by a mobile bottling line. We use Bill Hamlin's line. I've worked with Bill since Chateau Saint Michel. He does a really great job for us, and lots of flexibility. So we'll bottle probably a month this summer, but in 4 different weeks. So a week in June, July, August, and another week in September to get it all done.
What kind of preparation did it take to make this building usable as a winery?
Well, as I mentioned, Russ and Stacy bought it. Then with the agreement to kind of bring it up to what I consider modern winemaking standards. So we took a large section of the floor in the cellar and took it out and repoured it and put drains in. I wanted to cover all the wood, so the wood's completely covered. We put a large boiler in with a recirculation pump, so we have instant hot water in the cellar. So that was a big part of it. And then just really cleaning up the other rooms that had been used just for beer storage for a number of years. So it's a real functional building. That's the part that I really like about it. And I think that with that kind of control that we'll have now, we'll be able to maybe take our wines up another notch.
You worked at Saint Michel for what, about a decade?
Yeah, about all through the 90s. I was in Saint Michel. I started in 90 and left in 99.
Okay.
Right.
So working with that many barrels in a facility, I mean, larger than this, how did that prepare you for this kind of operation?
Well, I think just the ability to handle large volumes and knowing what you have to do to stay organized and buy the right software certainly helps. A place like Saint Michel, when I was there, we were doing 4,000 tons, so great exposure to lots of different lots and lots of different vineyards. So yeah, I think it helped a lot. Everything here is completely different though. This is still done on a boutique level, so we're doing, ton fermenters all the way up to 8 tons, so nothing bigger than that. So everything's done real hands-on, small barrel lots. So it's, even though we have lots of capacity, things are done as if we're a very, very small winery.
About a decade ago, or actually a little more than a decade ago, you were kind of starting your consulting business, winemaking consulting business, along with Fidelitas.
Right.
And you spent a lot of time on the road driving up to Wenatchee or driving around different wineries. Now everything is here for you. Is that what kind of difference does that make to you as a winemaker?
Oh, it's great. It cuts down a lot of time. I'm more efficient. You're right. I was on the road to Wenatchee and worked in Walla Walla for a while, and then I've been in different facilities. So, after 11 years, finally to get one centrally located production facility is a dream come true. And I live in Richland, so I'm 5 minutes from work now, so that saves a lot of time and effort, and just more efficient operation.
You have a tasting room on Red Mountain. How far away is that? About 15 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, about 15 minutes to our visitors facility tasting room. And then, of course, we have our place in Soto as well, Urban Enoteca.
Right. A little farther commute for that.
A little bit further, but...
Yeah. And you're also a farmer now.
We do. We have the 3 acres planted on Red Mountain, and hope to kind of increase our commitment on Red Mountain in the near future. So more land, hopefully, and more vineyards on Red Mountain.
How many employees do you have at this facility?
Currently, we have 2 part-time cellar hands for the summer, 1 full-time cellar person, and an assistant winemaker. During harvest, we'll probably have 4 to 6 people in the cellar, a couple people in the lab, and a couple winemakers to get it all done.
When I look in the barrel room, I see all these hundreds and hundreds of barrels, and I think, how can you possibly keep track of all these? But you kind of have an interesting way of handling that.
Yeah, we have a software system that tracks things. We put barcodes on the barrels. We'll start tracking them that way. And in addition, we color code the barrel racks so that we can keep track of. Everybody has their given color. That helps us sort of sort things out a little bit as well.
So touching every barrel is not as daunting as it would seem just at first glance.
No, when you can do, we're able to rack between 40 and 60 barrels a day here. We can get through, 1,000 barrels in a short period of time. It's not that daunting at all, and you can still taste every lot and check every barrel like we need to. So, not a big deal.
You gonna have a tasting room here?
No, strictly production.
Strictly production. Keep that.
We're going to open it for some events, let people come in and see the facility, and there's a certain glamour to a stainless cellar with floor drains and barrels all around, and people like to see that, but it's not generally going to be open to the public at all.
Okay. Anything else to add?
No, it's good to be here.
All right.
All right.
Charlie, thanks
Thanks.
for your time.